Good morning, day 2 of my return to work, and we're off to another location today to do some training, meet some new people, a little bit of networking, so that should be kind of fun. I actually found out yesterday that the grounds that we have at my actual place of work has over 17 acres of land, which is more than I thought. Obviously visually I knew how much it was, but I just hadn't really quantified it as being 17 acres. Interesting today. I will be doing some running later, looking at minute on, minute off for maybe 10 to 15 sets, and we'll kind of see how we go with that. I'm really actually looking forward to it. It should be good fun. The weather here is pretty nice at the moment. I've got a route that I did the other day where I did the similar sort of rep routine, so that should be quite good fun. And hopefully I shouldn't get back too late tonight, which is another thing that kind of does limit the opportunities and options I have if I'm returning quite late at night. And yeah, so anyway, another little dilemma I've got is that I'm somebody who would rather be an hour early than a minute late. And so today I'm going to somewhere different, and because of that I'm obviously leaving later because I don't need to arrive as early as I would do from a normal place of work. But I've got to sort of take into account the traffic. It's actually much closer, this place I'm going to, than my normal journey, so it should only take about 20 minutes. I've got to take into account the rush hour, even though I'm convincing myself there's going to be more rush hour traffic than there probably will be. So at the moment I've got kind of 40 minutes to get there for a 20-minute journey plus traffic. I know I'm going to be early, but I just can't. I've never been somebody who could actually casually roll in late and not worry about it. I would rather be early, prepared, just taking into account any eventualities. But I've got plenty of colleagues that even yesterday were all supposed to be there like in advance of 8:30, and people are coming in at 8:29, and other people coming at 8:35 and just roll in, get a coffee. To each their own, of course, but that's just kind of the way I'm made up. Anyway, next clip, running. Okay, just kicking off with a light warm-up, and now about to hit my minute on, minute off, fast pace, and like I say, I'll kind of just see how we go. Take it as I find it and adjust as necessary. So, funny story, running along the road, and you'll see I decided to move over. Before I knew it, I was having to jump a ditch there. So you'll see there I just narrowly avoided a bit of a mishap. I was approaching the grass verge, crossing over from the road, and I hadn't realised there was a ditch there, so I found myself having to quickly leap the ditch, and thankfully it wasn't as wide as it could have been, and obviously I'm fine, but bit of a hairy moment. Okay, 10 by 1 minute, on off, done. Pretty pleased with my pace actually. 20 minutes of running has taken me just under 4k, so that's pretty good going, with obviously the jog intervals in between. What I'm going to do is just gently see myself to 5k with a cool down, and yeah, that'll be a successful run ticked off for today. Really pleased, and actually now I'm starting to understand the purpose of it. I'm actually really enjoying it, and I feel like mentally I cover more distance, which obviously is not correct, but it just feels like I'm getting to distances quicker, and it's more enjoyable than a kind of flat out 5k, even though I'm not all that far off my fastest pace. But anyway, time to a light K home. Okay. Not too much of a cool down because that last kilometre was all uphill actually, or predominantly uphill. So 5 kilometres, 26:55. I'm really pleased with that. I thought that was a really strong time considering the activity that I was doing, and obviously, as I mentioned, pretty competitive, pretty close to my personal record if you consider all the elements today. So really good, really great run. I really enjoyed that. It was thoroughly productive and a really positive experience for me, so always good to have a day like that. For anybody who's interested, I did arrive about 15 minutes early this morning to the conference day, but one of my colleagues was also there, so we just had a quick catch up because we don't often get to see each other because we work in different sides of the building, different locations, and so that was really nice just to grab 10 minutes together, just kind of shoot the breeze and chat about life and chat about our summers and what we've kind of got going on, what our future plans are, so on and so forth. And then the conference day started, so it was lots of group work, lots of introducing yourself, 3 things about yourself, one of which is a plausible lie. And so I spoke about my skydive that I did. Lots of you probably haven't seen the video because it's on a different playlist, but I'll link it up here if you're interested. I did a skydive earlier on this year and also visited the Grand Canyon. And so my second truth was about my running and what I've been doing and my goals. And then the third one, which was kind of plausible lie, I spoke about badminton. I used to absolutely love badminton. I used to do it every single weekend. So the plausible lie was that I just kind of extended the fact that I used to do it by a couple of years. So I used to do it every weekend for probably about 2 years, and my plausible lie was I did it every weekend for 4 years. Most people, of course, don't even know you, so they're just judging it based on visuals, actually. And a few people noticed that I was wearing my runner's watch, and so through that, it actually ignited a bit of discussion about running, and there's a couple of people that throughout the day I got to meet who are runners. And again, for people who are interested, one of my colleagues came up to me and said, "Oh, I know the person who's doing the catering for today, and I've made sure you've got some vegan food." Now, typically on these kind of days, I just take my own food because I can't always be sure that they'll be able to accommodate for me. And because you don't say in advance what your dietary requirements are, it tends to just kind of be an open buffet. This situation was that they had brown bags that had different types of sandwiches in them, crisps, chocolate, fruit, all that kind of stuff, and it was just labelled on the side of the bag. So it was a real pleasant surprise to me that it got to lunchtime. I had a bag labelled, it said Dan, reserved, vegan in huge letters. I mean, it was pretty big and bold. And inside there's a really interesting sandwich that I would never have thought to make myself, but it was absolutely gorgeous. It was hummus, so hummus instead of butter, and then you've got a slice of avocado and tomato. Really, really nice, and it's just not something that I would have ever considered doing, but it will be something I do in the past. And then I got some crisps, which I didn't really actually because I don't really favour them, and apple, which was really good. And then it began to open a discussion on my table about veganism, and I won't go into details in this particular video because there's quite a lot to say about what we spoke about, but I'll do a separate video about that. Yeah, a really, really great day. I've got another part 2 of the conference tomorrow, so back to the same place. And yeah, all in all, great day, great run, really pleased.